Welcome everybody. We're going to go through a quick little show and tell today, which happens to be a how-to for a Stamperia Old Lace card. I started out with a pad of 12 by 12 Old Lace cardstock. And it has lots of tags and pockets and other ephemera. And then I wanted to use some of the cardboard that I've been saving forever in the hopes of making something fun out of it. And I've selected this Swiss Miss box. I think it's sturdy enough. And also I found this template. It's a set of doors. And I'm going to use that by just enlarging it a little bit for my project. So the base itself is going to be almost 8 inches tall. And I've already cut it out, and then I've sanded the edges because they had a tendency to be a little bit rough. And then I sanded some of the smoothness down so the glue is going to adhere a lot better. And I'm going to use this strip as a tuck spot at the bottom and just cover it with some pretty paper. And I've cut out my template doors, a left one and a right one. I suppose you could just do one and then reverse it, but it was important for me to see exactly how those doors are going to fit. I want them to meet just right in the center. And I think in order to see that, you need to cut out 2 of them and try them out on your base. So now I've cut them out. It was hard to select from all the pretty papers in the Stamperia pad, but I selected this floral. And because I'm not great at fussy cutting, I had to sand off some of the round edges and then use some of my rich cocoa ink to hide all the flaws. It's kind of like under eye concealer that way. So now my base needs to be covered. And I have this scrap of paper I want to use, and also this pretty pocket that I cut out from the paper pad. And I think if I just put the pretty paper on the top and then that pocket on the bottom, and then cover my little tuck spot with this end piece I found, that it might work. I'm thinking that's the design I want. So while you were sleeping, I glued down the paper and the pocket, checking to make sure that it's going to work with my ephemera. And I also rounded the top of the card base with my corner rounder. So now here's the nervous part when I actually attach the doors using those 1/4 inch tabs on each side. And it's done. They're glued to the back, and this card spent the night under a book just to make sure that it didn't warp, as cardboard has a tendency to do with certain glues. So now I'm thinking about what I'm going to do to the back, and of course I'm going to want pockets or something back there. It can't ever be plain if it's one of my cards. I have a couple of pieces of scrap, and this particular one looks interesting enough to be a little booklet. Or I can just use the reverse side as a larger pocket on the bottom. And then also while you were sleeping, I cut out some ephemera, and there was this cute pocket that I used a border edger on. So it looks kind of lacy, and then I put kind of a little scalloped tab on the top of it. And I think that would be a nice effect to have that decorative pocket on top of the plain pocket. so I could have things fit in the first pocket and also in the secondary pocket. So when I glued on the doors, one was a little bit higher than the other, so I filed it off and then used some of my ink to make it all perfect. So here we are. The doors are glued and the back pocket is glued on. And on the right side, I glued the top closed and the sides and the bottom, and then I had a couple of square scraps that I glued on as little mini pockets, and I'm going to stick some Tim Holtz ephemera pieces right inside of those for interest. And on the left side, again, I glued down the top and the bottom and then cut a divot on the side so it becomes a side pocket, and I can slip something inside there. Haven't decided what yet. We'll come up with something. So here's the finished card. I added a Velcro attachment on the front, covered it with a little flower crochet piece I had, and started stuffing the little pockets on the right and in the center. I cut out some of the tags that came with the Stamperia paper pack. That's a butterfly that's actually from my Anna Griffin stash. On some of the tags I added happy birthday sentiments and antique music paper. And also I had a few Tim Holtz metal ephemera. Isn't that a cute waistline? Remember those? Neither do I. The side pocket got a fun little card. It's actually a pocket with some sentiments on the back and some more antique music paper. And then the back showcases that double pocket, the fancy one on the top, and then the other one. That's my gift card pocket. It's got a crochet strip on the top of it. All of the tags and pockets were stitched on my sewing machine, and I kind of let the little threads hang off. That's my Monkey Do remembrance stamp on the back of that tag. And this is a Tim Holtz tag. It's embellished with some musical ephemera and one of his metal sentiments. Pretty easy, don't you think? When I look at these cards and they come out so pretty, I have to remind myself that it's the paper that does all the work. I just cut and paste. Thank you for letting me share.